the second part of the Pokémon Scarlet and Pokémon Violet DLC, the Indigo disc, we will be going to the Blueberry Academy as exchange students and go through a whole new style of Pokémon League, the BB League, which promises to be a great challenge. Oh, and we'll also be going to UNOVA. So hey, I'm Not So Ace Trainer, and how does the Blueberry Academy hint at the UNOVA sequel? Let's get into it. So, as I mentioned previously, the Teal Mask started with the grand reveal that the Blueberry Academy is in UNOVA, and that we'll be going back to the Gen 5 region once again. And that got me thinking. You know, or don't, since some of you weren't here at the time, that I believe we should get a Black and White 3 instead of simply remakes. And well, I think this whole Blueberry thing might be a great hint at that. Why? Well, because of the timeline of course, and one other thing. From playing Black and White and Black and White 2, we know that 2 years passed between them. And while we have absolutely no idea how many years passed from Gen 5 to 6, we know how many passed from Gen 5 to 7. That's because when we got the concept art for the Alolan characters, we see one that we already knew from before. Good old Dracula cosplayer and gambling addict, Grimsley. But it looks different, older, in fact, according to the concept art, 2 years older. On a side note, I'm even afraid of asking what happened in his life in those 2 years because he kinda aged a decade. Still, we know that 2 years passed because of this new, very grim Grimsley. Another thing we know is that Sword and Shield happened after Gen 7 because of the type null that exists there, apparently created by Macrocosmos with stolen research from the Aether Foundation. Since there was absolutely no mention of stolen research in Sun and Moon or Ultra Sun Ultra Moon, I'm assuming it all happened after the whole storyline left the Foundation in shambles. Maybe even stolen by Colress in the aftermath of the Team Rainbow Rocket storyline, since Colress is always after the true strength of Pokemon. Still, that whole part is a little bit speculatory. But now, without any form of speculation, we know that Scarlet and Violet happened after Sword and Shield, because Sonia's book, the one she writes after the main storyline, Galera History, is present in the library of your academy in Mesagoza. So, timeline-wise, a few years have passed since the events of the Gen 5 sequels, and if I remember correctly, there was no academy there back then. While it being at sea is a good way of explaining it, we just didn't go far enough into the ocean, I think they don't want you thinking that from how they describe it. They tell us, unlike your academy with its long and storied history, Blueberry Academy is a school that was established in recent years. Meaning that they want you to see it as something new, that came after what we've experienced in UNOVA. It wasn't there before, it is new. And that makes you question what else is new in that region. The fact that we only hear about second-year students as well makes me think that maybe that's exactly how old it is, 2 years old. And while I don't think we'll be able to visit UNOVA as we know it at all, as I don't expect us to be able to leave the academy when there, I wouldn't be surprised if they let us have a little glimpse of it through a poster, a book, or even a window or some kind of tower viewer thing. And now, pairing this UNOVA-related passage of time with the events of Pokemon Legends Arceus, where Ingo wasn't really where or when it should be, makes me think that they're setting up exactly for that. A new set of events in UNOVA that will most likely explore the missing protagonists from Black and White and the original dragon. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if there are some cameos in the academy. One that comes to mind, of course, is Charon. Charon went from a starting trainer to a teacher and a gym leader, and it would be fantastic to see him as the Blueberry Academy teacher as well. Another interesting thing that comes to mind when thinking of a Black and White 3 is, instead of Professor Juniper, meeting Professor Bianca. And if it happens in Gen 9, which I don't think will happen, I think it will be in Gen 10, but if it does happen in Gen 9 with the power of Terrapagos and the whole connection of dreams and all that going on, the meeting people who have passed we hear about in the Crystal Lake in Kitakami, it would be the perfect way to connect Ingo with Emmet as well, connecting Pokemon Legends Arceus to the new UNOVA games despite the different times they are living in right now. And that is all I have for you today. I do believe they are setting up some UNOVA sequels, and honestly I feel like that's the right choice. But what about you? Sequels or Legends? Let me know in the comments down below. And now, like the video if you like it, dislike if you don't, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more Pokemon content, and also ring the bell so you know when the next video is out. You can follow me on social media and Twitch, I stream there Wednesday to Sunday, not Saturday, or join our Discord. All the links are in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one.